afternoon, everybody, and here we are on After School Hub. Now, I have a little thing for you today, and it's inspired by the Rediscovery Centre where we are, and it's all about zero waste. Let's get started. Here we have a milk carton. Now, this would normally be heading into the recycling, or some people might even be throwing it in the bin. No way. What we're going to do with this today is we are going to reimagine it. So we are going to make a bird feeder. And remember, we did a class in the spring all about the birds that visit us in the garden. Well, we're going to build those birds a bird feeder. So, what have I got? I've got some duct tape, I have a scissors, I have a sharp pencil, I have these skewers that I'm going to use for the little birds to perch on. I have some cord, and I have some wild bird seed, and I'm ready to go. I've got good company as well. Okay, so the first thing that I did was I cut off the bottom of this milk carton. In a while, I'm going to reinforce it with duct tape. But first, I'm going to make some holes because I'm going to suspend this from the branch of a tree. It's going to need some holes for some cord to loop around. I'm going to make 4 holes, like so. I made 2 on this side and 2 holes opposite. Now, I'm also going to need a place down here near the middle where our skewers are going to go through so our little birds can perch. Right here, make this hole nice and big for the skewers to go through. Starting to reimagine our milk carton and imagine what our bird feeder is going to look like. Okay. Let's recap so far. Cord, and then this is going to be our perch. And the exact same on the other side. Now, if I put this outside as it is, it'll probably get damp and soggy and our bird feeder would fall apart. So I'm going to use this duct tape to reinforce it. So it'll be durable out in the weather. And I'm going to just pretty much wallpaper the outside. Okay, that goes along like that. And while we're doing this, let's think back to some of the birds that we spoke about back in the springtime. We spoke about the sparrow. We spoke about the blue tit and the blackbird and the spidog, the robin, and the lasarhuile, the chaffinch we spoke about. So when I have my bird feeder built, I hope to see all my old friends visit me again. Now, eventually I'm going to reinforce the bottom of this as well, but for now I'm going to continue making our bird feeder. Now, remember we punched our holes in our bird feeder? I'm going to punch the holes in the duct tape now as well. So now I have a much stronger bird feeder and there are 3 holes on each side. Now, let's move on. First, I'm going to use string to make our little loops so we can hang our bird feeder on the branch of a tree. Okay, so I have 2 lengths of string that I have cut to the same length because, hey, I don't want a crooked bird feeder, do I? Now, let's feed this in here. Actually, do you know what? It's kind of finicky to get this string right in there, so I'm going to use the pencil to force it through. There it goes. And I'm going to tie a little knot in there. Now, this is just one example of reusing, recycling. Do you think that the little birds, when they visit the garden, that they're going to be aware that the person who left out the food for them is really caring about nature and wants to do as much as they can to help them out? Well, I hope they know. Now, here we go. We have one side of our bird feeder. And now we're going to do the exact same on the other side with this piece. And now we have our 2 string loops, perfect for hanging our bird feeder on a twig. Now, at this point, I'm just going to tidy up my bird feeder a little bit. I have a little bit of extra duct tape around the top, so I think it'll be really nice and tidy if I just tuck that in. Now, it's time for us to add our perch. Have a look at these two skewers now, and I've just stuck them together. So let's see, I'm gonna go in from this side. Here we go, in along and out the other. Right through, here we go. Now, okay, and our loops go around. Yep, they're starting to take shape now. And our perches seem really long, don't they? But maybe the birds can form an orderly queue for the bird feed. Yep, off you go, lads. So, here we go. Lay that out there. Now, I can just spoon in the wild bird feed. Here we go. So what have we got here? We've got some seeds, lots of different grains. And of course, it's the winter time too. So if there's a hard frost on one of these autumn time or winter mornings, the birds will be thrilled to see a nice bowl of bird feed waiting for them. And they can climb up onto the perch and trot on over and have a nice munch.
Do these small things to make a big difference. This is a power switch. It's connected to the cooker. So, when you're finished cooking, seems about done, you turn it off. This one's kind of obvious, but you should turn off the lights before you leave a room.
Hi, my name's Lily. I am 10 years old and I'm from Sligo.
I have dyslexia, and this means I find reading and writing a bit difficult. I wanted to get better at writing, so I started sending letters to celebrities and key workers. Guess what? Some of them wrote back.
Dear Lily, I loved your letter. Thank you. It was very thoughtful. Your dad is doing a very important job and your mum is equally tremendous. So mind them well. Love, Ryan Tuberty.
One night, I was watching a documentary with my mum and dad about Ed Sheeran when he went to visit Africa to help the poor children. I didn't know his address, so I googled it. And I wrote on the envelope, Ed Sheeran, singer of the Galway Girl, London. One evening when I came home from school, Mum told me that Ed Sheeran was trying to send me a package. A few days later, a courier arrived with a big box.
Good job.
Can I sing?
What? Good job.
It actually is!
No way.
Suddenly, everyone was talking about my letter.
I was so happy, and I see the Independent.ie reporting about a little girl I happen to have written to called Lily O'Brien from Riverstown. I say this not by any way of self-congratulation, even though you can rightly accuse me of that, but it's not the point. The point is that I was trumped in my letter writing by somebody far more important and far more talented.
I wasn't expecting this at all.
And Lily O'Brien, a 10-year-old girl from Sligo, has received an unbelievable gift from none other than Ed Sheeran after writing a letter to the superstar back in May.
And she was very surprised to receive a reply. A little earlier, I caught up with Lily and her mum, Amanda. They spoke to me from Sligo in Ireland.
Dyslexia is like driving down the road and you come to a flood, but you don't go home, you go a different way. Just because I'm dyslexic, I just learn things in a different way than all my friends. My message is to keep trying. You'll get there in the end, and don't be afraid to tell people you have dyslexia.
Hi, RTÉ School Hub. After school, we like to go around the house on our scooters.
Martin, I'm age 10 and I love doing soccer skills.
I like to come to the playground after school. My sister's going to go down to the zip line now and she's going to go really fast.
Hello, I'm Diona and I am 20 years old. I am former world, Irish and European chess champion. So I first started learning chess around the age of 5. My dad is a chess teacher in schools, so after school I would go over to where he was teaching and I would pick it up. Chess is an ancient game that was originated in Persia, and it was a real game played by kings and queens. So you are the leader of your army. You try to gather up your troops in harmony and set a trap for your opponent. And you will face obstacles on the way, but you try to overcome them, and ultimately you want to checkmate the king. I think I was 9 when I first beat my dad, 9 or 10. Now I wouldn't have a problem beating him, and he always wants to play and says, Diana, let's have some games, and he'll be the one trying to beat me. So growing up, actually nobody played chess around me, but when you go to competitions, you make friends with everybody around there. Chess helps you to make friends from all over the world, and you also learn new cultures. In 2017, I went to Romania to participate in the World Schools Championships with my dad, and I had never participated in the World Schools before. I won the first round. I played against a girl from Sri Lanka, and then the second game I won that too, but then the third game I lost to a girl from Russia, and that was my first loss of the tournament, and I was quite upset after that, and I thought, oh no, I'm not gonna finish in the top 3 anymore. And then in the last round, I played against a girl from Poland. She was lower rated than me, but she was a really good player. She was underrated, actually. And I remember finishing the game and I was like, no, I came second, like I definitely didn't win it. When the scores came out, I was relieved because I had actually won on tie break, so I managed to come first. But it was a tough journey to get there, especially a game of chess lasts up to 5-6 hours. So I remember that game, I think it was at least 4 hours, and it was one of the last games. It was a tough experience. When I found out I won, I didn't really believe it at first. I didn't think so, because I had never won something as big as a World Championship title, and it's quite a big deal. I think I didn't believe it at first. Some of my friends were in the audience, and they were like cheering and clapping for me. It was a really nice experience, especially since it was in my parents' home country, and I knew a lot of the people there. So after I won the World Championship, I came back home to Ireland, and I remember checking my phone. Someone, I think, called me and said, oh, check Twitter, and I see that the president, Michael D. Higgins, actually tweeted. He said, congratulations to Diana for winning the World Schools Championship, and that was special to me. A bunch of us from the Irish chess community were invited to Paris and Neutron to see the president. But I remember when he came over to me to shake our hands, everybody had a piece to say, and then I just froze and didn't know what to say, really. And I was just awkwardly standing there shaking his hand.
I am a giant. Stand up on my shoulders. Tell me what you see.
Over the quarantine and pandemic, I didn't have much to do, and of course I'm lucky to have had chess. And I started a Twitch channel, and I was nervous to get into it, but once I started, I was streaming every day, and I built a community there, and a lot of players have started to get more into chess once they're part of a community, and they see that there's something that they can do that doesn't require, contact with others, especially in the pandemic. So they can just play online, and it's easy to get good at it because you just have to study yourself or play against friends. Chess has become a lot more popular in recent years. When I was younger, I used to be the only girl in a room full of boys, but now a lot of new girls have started playing, and it's nice to see that girls have picked up chess, especially since there's just so many boys playing it, and I think that girls have the same potential as boys. It's nice to have that encouragement for other girls.
My name's Lucy Beth. I'm 9 years old and I live in Dublin. I like dancing and drama and acting. I love all that sort of stuff. I love drawing and colouring and painting in pictures and painting pictures. It's just really fun. Yeah, I like playing golf, and my brothers teach me how to play football, but I'm not the best at it. I support Manchester City. I've supported Manchester City my whole life. I'm not the only one in my family who supports Man City. I have 4 brothers and 3 of them support Man City, but one of them supports Liverpool. Go, let's go. In May, Manchester City posted on their Twitter page that there is a design a kit competition. So there was a blank kit, looks just like this, and then you print it down, and then everyone started to colour it in, and then they sent it in for Man City to have a look at. And then this is the design I coloured in. I used coloured pencils to colour this picture in. I used blue that they always have, like their signature blue, and then a really bright pink just so it shone out and it was just made it look really different. Well, I knew that I always have some sort of a chance, but I didn't think it was likely. And then they announced that there was 4 finalists and I got into the 4. So then there's going to be a vote for their favourite. So my mum was told that there was 4 finalists out of the over 1,000 entries. These were the 4 finalists' designs. This is my one right here. My mum and dad told me that the 4 finalists were getting interviewed, but it was only the winner that was getting interviewed.
Thanks to everyone who entered the competition. The designs were amazing, well done. And the winner is...
So Sergio Aguero unzipped his hoodie like this and had my design underneath.
Lucy Beth. What do you think, eh? Nice, eh? Nice design. Amazing.
It was so incredible. It was just amazing.
Puma made you want to.
Can I open it? Yeah. So my mum sent over this blue box that had this jersey.
Oh my God. Space to rent in this town.
And this jersey from Sergio Aguero. I was so amazed when I saw this jersey. It has his name on it and it's even signed. I was so happy. It was just amazing. Or as Aguero would say, amazing. And then she brought out a print of the jersey, also signed by Sergio Aguero. Again, I was so shocked. It was just amazing. I loved it so much. My family and brothers and granddad and nanny were all so proud of me. I was on the RTÉ 9 o'clock news on Tuesday. I just thought, since it was Man City, it was perfect for me. I was getting my teacher to look at the Man City website to see if it was announced yet, and it was, and my whole class were clapping for like 4 and 5 minutes. I never thought just colouring in a little picture would have led to me being on the news. Yeah, it's been really, really fun and very, very busy. Because of my jersey design, there was loads of radio interviews, and I had one during school on Wednesday, and all my friends on the side of the yard were singing a song called Go Daddy Go, but they changed the lyrics to Go Lucy Go, you're on the radio.
Go Daddy Go, we've had to gain a hook. Go Daddy Go, now pass it to my bro, let's go.
I was so proud that I had won the competition out of over 1,000 entries. I was just couldn't believe that I was the one that got their jersey made out of 1,000. You always have a chance, so just don't think you never have a chance.
Hi, at the school hub. This is what my favorite thing to do after school. Woo! When I come home from school, I like to play my tin whistle.
When I come home from school, I like to do gymnastics.
After school, I like to dance. I like to jump on my trampoline. When I get home from school, I like to do my cartwheels. Sometimes after school, I like to climb up.